HarperCollins presents Trent's Own Case, a story of crime by E.C. Bentley and H. Warner Allen. Read by Stephen Crossley. Chapter 1. Southward Bound. "I ought to be going," Philip Trent said. "I've got an appointment, as I told you, and I mustn't be late. You go on dining, Slick. Have some of the crevette Waldorf. They will bring the roses into your cheeks. If I come round with the car tomorrow about 10, will you be more or less ready?" "Less, I expect," Slick Patmore grumbled. "That is, if this ghastly weather doesn't change in the night. A 2 hours run through drizzle and chill is not my idea of a morning's pleasure." "It's bound to change in the night," Trent assured him. "The only question is how many times it will change. That's the exciting thing about a variable climate like ours, and it is at its best in April, as everybody knows. Oh, to be in England now that April's there, and whoever wakes in England is entirely unaware whether it is going to rain cats and dogs or be gay with sunshine, birds, and blossoms. Besides, it isn't a question of pleasure for you and me tomorrow. It is duty, Slick. Duty whose stern behest impels us to the deed of going to see Julian Pickett married. And drink his health in what old Blinky Fisher imagines to be champagne," Patmore added, moodily helping himself to another glass of La Tour Figeac. "Why shouldn't he have an imagination just because he is a canon of Glassminster?" Trent asked. "He'll need it, I should say, when he gives away his niece to Julian and has to pretend that he has some sort of responsibility for a girl of the present time. Ha! I can see it now. Who giveth this woman? Come on, Blinky. To what green altar, O mysterious priest, leadst thou that heifer? Probably he will have mislaid his spectacles and will try to give Julian away." "Didn't you say you had an appointment?" Patmore hinted. Trent, descending the staircase of the Cactus Club, stood in the doorway and lighted a cigarette as he nerved himself to the task of going to see his favourite aunt off on the boat train to New Haven. It is part of our island heritage, he mused, that at such times as we are on the point of leaving the country, the weather is usually pretty beastly. As God tempers the wind to the shorn lamb, so the Briton about to uproot himself from the native soil is upheld and solaced by the thought that the climate he is going to cannot possibly be so objectionable. An erroneous thought, perhaps. But what thoughts, he asked himself, are not so? This particular evening, at least, was quite noxious enough to warrant the rosiest anticipations of what it was going to be like anywhere across the Channel. Fortunate indeed was Aunt Judith. As he looked out across Piccadilly, the air was full of a yellowish drizzle that had not character enough to be a fog. Behind the Green Park railings, the trees showed vague drab outlines, suggesting the scenery of a hell where the ache of dull depression reigned rather than any pain. Everywhere was that thin and scanty slime which modern cities dignify by the noble name of mud. Trent glanced at the clock in the porter's office. He had told Patmore the truth, and nothing but the truth. Not the whole truth, which, after all, nobody ever tells, if only because there isn't time. He had an appointment, and he must not be late, since the 8:20 from Victoria waited for no man. But the fact that he intended to be there a quarter of an hour beforehand, and the reasons for that decision, would not have interested his friend. Although Trent had, like most of us, a strong distaste for prolonged farewells, he knew that Aunt Judith expected the decent observance of any social rite, and 15 minutes appeared to him to hit the happy mean between the over-assiduous and the perfunctory. During the brief drive to the station, he might tax his brain, fond hope, for some happy and original form of goodbye. As he buttoned his overcoat, the slamming of the door of a motor car came from without. The swing door of the entrance was pushed half open, and a tall man, roaring with laughter, paused with his foot on the threshold and spoke over his shoulder. "Gute Nacht, du alter gut Kerl," he called, "und herzlichen Dank."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?